Okay, this is Edexcel Statistics A-Level Paper, Specimen Paper 1, 2019. This paper is about parents of PTA of a rural school wants to raise funds by holding car boot sales. An inquiry to the National Association of PTA reveals that the profits from such sales can be modelled by a normal distribution. The PTA wants to raise £300 from ukuleles for the school and considers holding 2 car boot sales. 2 farmers from different villages each offer the PTA 1 per car boot sale. Assuming the profits from these 2 sales are independent, find the probability that the total profits will not be sufficient to pay for the ukuleles. 5 marks. Quite a big one. So the first thing you need to do is recognise that this is actually a linear combinations question. So we're combining the 2 normal distributions, because what we're going to do is assume these 2 cells are independent, because we want to find, so we're going to get 206. So if one of them is normally distributed with a mean of 206 and a standard deviation 28, so I've got to put 28 squared, the other one we're assuming has a similar distribution. And where it says total profit, we're not multiplying anything, we are just adding 2 separate independent, I find it hard to believe, but we'll come to that, independent distributions together. So my x, I'm basically just adding the 2 distributions, which means I will just add the means, and for the variances, I'm going to add them together. So 28 squared plus 28 squared is 1568. Okay. If I square root from that, so square root of 1568 is 39.59. So the standard deviation is 39.597979. Okay, so I can put that like that. So then the next thing really, I want to get £300. So am I going to get that? So I want to know if I can get more than £300, the probability that x1 plus x2 is greater than 300. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going straight to the calculator. I'm not even going to bother with the Z. So it is statistics distribution, normal, CD. The lower value is going to be 300. Maximum is going to be 9999. I've got, just need to find that, 39.597979. And I've got a mean of 412. So I reckon the probability that they're going to get that is 0.99765. 997661113. Let me just check. Probability there will not be sufficient funds, so really I should have done the other one. Helps to read the question, which will end up with 1 minus that, which I could actually just go straight back here and just put it in. So minus 999 up to 300 gives me 0.0023389, which is approximately 234. So very, very small probability of them not getting it. Okay, so that's the 5 marks. Next bit, Google. What's it going? Google, a local businessman, offers to match any money that the PTA raises. So if the PTA raises 200, then he'll contribute 200. So that's pretty cool. But of course, you're not going to know how much they're going to raise. So it's not like when we're calculating this, we can just say, oh, we've added that amount to the total. In this case, whatever he's done, he's going to double. So he's going to put in, altogether it will be double whatever the PTA raises will be their total. Find the probability that the profit from 1 car boot sale together with his contribution will not be sufficient. So again, we're looking for double. So where this was 1 was 206 and 28 squared. And now we want 2 lots of that 1. So we're going to have 4, 1, 2 again. But actually this time we're going to end up with, we could say, 2 lots of the standard deviation is the standard deviation, or really what we say is 2 squared times the variance of x. We want 2 lots of the variance. But here it's easy enough for me to just put in that this is 56 for the standard deviation, and I can put that squared. But really, remember that what we're talking about is the variance. So the variance actually ends up as 3136. Okay, well, same again. We can find that 2x1 is less than 300, I think, is what we're looking for. So go to the calculator again. This time, got the same thing, but with a different variance of 56. And we've got a probability of 0.02275. Okay. And then there is a C part and a D. Okay. So C part, comment on the advisability of holding 1 car boot sale rather than 2 in order to raise money for the ukuleles. Well, 1 car boot sale, you've got a bigger chance of not getting the money. 2 car boot sales, you've got a much smaller chance of not getting the money. However, it's still pretty small, and will not be sufficient. So it's still only 2%. And for all the aggro, personally, I would go with the fact that 0.02275 is bigger than 0.0002, whatever it was. So probably okay to hold just 1 car boot as such. It's not predicting, not either not getting £300. Okay, so I would go that way, so it doesn't really matter. Question D, describe briefly in context the situation that would lead you to doubt the validity of the independence assumption made in part A. Well, I don't know about you don't have any kids, but whenever a school is running a PTA or any kind of fundraising, it always seems to be the same people that keep going. So if you are supporting a school, you're only the parents of that school. So it's going to be many of the same people that would attend both car boot sales, and maybe they've only got a set amount of money to spend, so the fact that you're having a second car boot sale will make no difference at all. One of the other things is the weather. Maybe weather might be good for one, bad for the other, or it just might be awful for both, or who knows. Some people might, if the first one doesn't go very well, then you're going to have less people attending the second. If it's close in time, then people just won't have any spare cash, so you probably need a payday between it. So the main one I'm going to go to is it is likely to be the same people attending both car boots, therefore only a set amount of free available cash to spend. Spare. Okay, that's what it's done.